Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. Have you ever felt like you are saying the right word in English, but people still look confused? You are not alone. Often, the problem isn't the grammar or vocabulary. It is something many learners don't even realize is important, and that is a word stress. My name is Syahrul, and in this video, I will get you through what word stress is, why is it matter, and how to get it right and how to practice it in real life. If you are learning English for speaking exams, job interview or presentation, mastering word stress will instantly improve how clear and natural you sound. Alright, let's jump right in. So let's start simple. What is exactly word stress? In English, most words with more than one syllable have one part that we say a little more strongly than others. That is the stressed syllable. When we stress a syllable, we make it louder. We make it louder, longer, and with a higher pitch. Let's take the word table. It has two syllables, tay and ble. But notice how I say table. I don't say table, right? And now try this word. Become. Do you hear I'm stressing the second syllable become and not become? If you stress the wrong syllable, sometimes the word sounds completely different or even unrecognizable to a native speaker. Let's practice a few together. I will say the word and you repeat after me, okay? First one, table, table, window, window, relax, relax, around, around, market, market, today, today. Good. And here is something interesting. English speakers are always taught that this in school. We just grow up and hearing and repeating it naturally. So for learners, it takes a bit of active listening and practice. Now, the big question is, how do we know where the stress goes? Is it the rule or is it completely random? Well, English is a bit tricky, but not impossible. There are some common stress patterns we can learn to help us guess correctly most of the time. Let me walk you through some of the most useful ones. First rule, two syllable nouns and adjective. You must stress the first syllable. An example, table, window, happy, clever. Rule number two syllable verbs. You must stress the second syllable, such as relax, return, begin, and agree. Try this with me. Explain, compare, invite. This is really important because sometimes the same word can be a noun or a verb depending on the stress. Such as present. The word present have two types, which the first either noun or a verb. When we say in the noun version, we are going to say present, such as I got a birthday present. Or in the verb version of it, we are going to say present. In a word, I will present my idea. Another one, record. Record has two type of meaning, which is the first one is noun versus the verb. The first one will sounds like record, and the other one will sounds record. Rule number 3: word ending in IC, sion, and shun. You must stress the syllable before the ending, such as in a word like geologic, expansion, invention, mention. Word fourth rule: word ending in psi, tai, phy, gy, and al. You must stress the third form from the end. An example: photography, geography, reticle, democracy. Now let's test your ears. I will say some words and try to guess where the stress is before I say it. Camera, camera. Computer, computer. Ability, ability. Taxi, taxi. Photography, photography. Photograph, photograph. And now you must listen to it and repeat. That was great. This pattern don't work 100% of all the time, but they are correct in most cases. When you are unsure, use the dictionary, and most online dictionaries will show you the stress mark with the letter apostrophe before the stressed syllable. Alright, let's talk about some common mistakes that learner often makes. The first mistake is stressing every syllable equally. Some languages, like Indonesian or France, are syllable timed, meaning every syllable is said with roughly the same rhythm. But English is stress timed, so some syllables are naturally stronger than others. Let me show you. I'm going to show you a couple of incorrect version and then the natural version. The incorrect version: I am going to the market. That was the incorrect one. I will repeat one more time. I am going to the market. Or with the correct version, I will say I am going to the market. One more time. I'm going to the market. Can you feel the rhythm? Good. English has kind of a musical beat. Second mistake is stressing the wrong syllable. For example, saying photograph, like photograph, or research instead of research when you mean the verb. You can fix it by a couple of ways. The first one is by listening carefully to native speaker. Second is using shadowing techniques. And third is recording yourself and comparing it with a native speaker. Let's try shadowing together. Repeat after me and focusing on the stress. She gave me a present. She gave me a present. She will present her finding. She will present her findings. He is doing a research in the lab. He is doing research in the lab. That's a beautiful photo. That's a beautiful photo. Nice, very nice. You need to keep practicing like this to develop your muscle memory. Second is word stress in other languages. Let's look globally for a second. Not all languages use stress in the same way. Some don't use it at all. That's why many learners face stress related challenges. Let's take Japanese for example. It uses speech accent, not stress. Arabic has stress but may not have the V sound. In Spanish, written accents show stress, but the pattern is very different. That's why a Spanish speaker might say information instead of information, or Indonesian speaker might say presentation instead of presentation. Once you understand that your first language affects how you say English words, you can train your ear and mouth to work more effectively. So far, we have talked about stress. Every word equal. So far, we have talked about stress within words. But here's something cool. Stress also affects how we speak in full sentences. In natural English, we don't stress words equally. We stress content words, such as noun, verbs, adjective, and adverbs. We usually don't stress function words such as preposition, articles, and helping verbs. Let me show you a couple of examples. In a sentence such as, she gave me a new computer yesterday. I'll repeat one more time and you need to pay attention on where do I put the stress. She gave me a new computer yesterday. You will probably notice that I put my stress in gave, new, computer, and yesterday. Let's try saying it again. She gave me a new computer yesterday. You feel the rhythm? That is English stressing in action. Let's try one more time. What's the word? I want to go to London next week. I want to go to London next week. And the second is, we are looking for the better solution. I will repeat one more time. We are looking for a better solution. This rhythm pattern helps English sound fluent and natural. Let's wrap things up with a quick review. There are a couple of points that I'm going to make it clear in this conclusion because there is the major point that I have explained in the entire video. The first one, word stress means giving one syllable more strength than the other by giving a louder, longer, and higher pitch. Second, English has common patterns based on word type and suffix. Third, stress makes your speech more natural and easier to understand. Next, practice using tools like dictionaries, recordings, and shadowing and listening exercises. Last but not least, do not forget to notice stress in full sentences, not just a single word. Now let's end this with a little practice. You need to repeat after me. Table, become, relax, expansion, photograph, photography, record, market. Today, I'm going to the market. Awesome. Great job. You have made great progress today. Thank thank you very much for watching. Keep listening and keep repeating and don't mind and don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how we learn. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you.